Last week you had mentioned something.
Last week. What happened to this week? You guys took 1 week to wake up and to hear something? Huh? Okay, say anyway. How can I do?
You mentioned about Riyah last week. Is it more in the end of Akhir Zaman that is a problem? Or has it been like this always?
Riyah? We're asking permission from our Shaykh to speak, inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Whatever that is necessary. You must speak whatever that is necessary. You must listen to whatever that is necessary. To be busy with knowledge that doesn't concern you, there is a sign that you don't have high spirituality. You must be busy with things that concern you first. So, last week we were talking about Riyah. Riyah is what? Showing off. To do things for show. To do something not sincerely, but to do it to get other people's approval. For show. To show yourself that you are better by doing it. There's the meaning. Riyah is a whole big chapter, especially when you look into the laws of Islam, that it is forbidden. Anything done with Riyah, it is forbidden, it is haram. You are praying, you are fasting, you are giving charity, but if you have a drop of showing off of that, it is not accepted. Not only is not accepted, but it will count as a punishment for you. You recite in Quran. How many people recite in Quran wanting their voices to be admired by other people? How many people are wearing Islamic clothes so that other people can look to see, oh, what nice, holy people these ones are? That is a battle that you have to fight inside of you. You still have to wear, you still have to read. But that is something that only you can change to say, no, I don't need them. I don't want them. I'm not doing this for them, whoever it is. Maybe it's for outside people. Maybe it's for the people that you have in your head. You're doing it for them. You understand? So if you're doing something for Riyah, for showing off, it is the opposite of doing something with sincerity, with ikhlas. Ikhlas, to do something with sincerity, you don't expect, you don't want anything in return. And you don't do it to be shown. In fact, if you show yourself doing it, you pull yourself back. And if you have to show something good that you're doing, you don't like it. As the Prophet says, what the right hand does, the left hand must not know. Hide when you're doing good works. Hide. And you're asking, is this a disease, spiritual disease of the 21st century? He says, yes, of course it is. Not earlier. This is what spirituality means, not to see some shapes or light or ghosts or spirits or to think that you're flying with the angels. Spirituality, it is having manners. It is to be a good person. It is to know yourself, to look yourself under a microscope and to say, why am I doing this? Am I doing this for my ego? Nafs. In English it's called, right? Nafs. Everything done by the nafs is to say, look at me. Everyone should bow down to me. The nafs is the only one that is challenging Allah, saying, you are Lord, I also am Lord. It doesn't even say, I want to be Lord. It says, I am Lord. And we have that power and that intelligence and that spirit to take that nafs now. Not to kill it, but to overpower it, to use it, to fight. In that fighting comes a lot of power and a lot of energy. So, you're asking whether this is a disease of this century, or lately, let's say, past 100 years, 200 years. Definitely. Definitely. If you ask me why, a lot of the times is when shame is lifted, when there is no haya, when there is no modesty, when there is no concept of what is modest or not. People may be showing off without even knowing it's showing off because they've been raised that way. Because their parents believe in that, their group believes in that, their society believes in that, their people believe in that. It doesn't make it right. Same people, they didn't create themselves. Allah creates them. And the law now applies to everyone. And there is no shame, there is no modesty. Manners, this is what it is. So people, now it is, especially with social media, you're expected to show off everything. Hardly we're seeing people who show to reveal something about themselves, their own weaknesses, so that they become better and to help. So many we're seeing they're showing to bring envy to other people. They may say, no, it's not supposed to be. I'm just showing myself to be happy. But this is spirituality. This is the delicacy of it. Don't you know, if you're eating, don't you know it is bad manners when you're eating and you have food not to eat in front of a person who's hungry? You need religion for this? It's common sense, right? And in Islam it says, if you are eating, you're cooking, your neighbor smells the food, you must give. But people are very busy learning how to read Quran, going up and down. They're not busy with this spirituality. Didn't we just see a few years ago when the conflict happened in Syria? It was during Ramadan. What did we see? Facebook was there. There was a conflict in Syria. A lot of people, they were starving to death, correct? And those who are supporting the authorities, they're not starving to death. It is during Ramadan. People are fasting the whole day, but these ones are fasting and starving. And those that are supporting the government, that they're not fasting, they're not starving, they post on their social media to show off to the other side, to torture the other side. Look what kind of kebabs we're eating. Look what kind of vegetables we're eating. What kind of fish, what kind of sweets we're eating. To be aware, to be self-aware, this is the foundation of spirituality. To be self-aware. You must be aware of yourself. Your words that you're going to give. How is it going to hit to other people? Maybe the words that you say is not going to hit this one, same way as this one, same way as this one, same way as that one. You have to be sensitive. Everybody knows when someone is hurting them. But you become very ignorant and very arrogant. Say, no, I didn't mean that. Oh, I'm sorry. If you hurt someone. Isa alayhi salam, he said it simply to a people that they were doing very good, strong Shariat work. They were praying, they were worshipping everything properly, the Bani Israel. But Jesus, Isa alayhi salam, came with spirituality to say, treat others as how you want them to treat you. And more than that, he's saying, if they hit you on the right cheek, offer your left. This is very difficult. This is more difficult than staying up all night long worshipping, because this has to be with fighting your ego. And if you are not aware, you cannot walk this path. If you continue not to be aware, you're going to pay a heavy price. All of us, we are going to be made aware anyway when we die. That time all the veils will be lifted, then we will know. We will know. Yes, that time we will know everything, but it's going to be too late. No one is left off the hook. No Muslim, Christian, Jew, believer, unbeliever. As the Prophet ﷺ is saying, mankind is sleeping. As he said through Hazrat Ali, when they die, they wake up. And the Sufis, what they're saying, the Ahli Tasawwuf, you die before you die. So every day, are you dying? Every day, are you sacrificing? Every day, are you killing? Not others, yourself, your ego. If you realize that, then you become more alive. Then, as we said yesterday, as Hazrat Rumi said, then you become, from a mineral, you die. And you become a vegetable. He said that hundreds of years before Darwin said anything. If you die a vegetable, you will become an animal. You die from an animal, you become a man. You die from a man, you become an angel and higher than angels, and that path of death is continuing. It's non-stop. Then it says, then why do you fear death? If you're not aware, then you say, it doesn't matter. I can say what I want, I can do what I want, I can show off whatever, doesn't matter, who cares? And that is majority of the people. I say, who cares? But the whole world is not like you. There are people who are suffering, there are people who are hungry, there are people who are in need, there are people who are mentally unstable, there are people who are sad, there are people who are you knowing how you're affecting people? Start small. Start with your family. Oh, what family we have? Start small. Start with a community. You have a community here. Are you starting? Or are you just doing whatever you want to do? Later to say, when you become normal, then later to say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Damage is already done. You know, it takes years, centuries even, to build something. And with one match, you can burn everything down. So where are we? As Shah Naqshbandi is saying, it is better for you to destroy the Kaaba than to destroy someone's heart, to break someone's heart. Are we being aware? You're not aware. Well, you're here to become aware. We're here to learn. I'm not reading from any book. I'm not making you to read any book. But you read your heart. Understand why. Why are you doing things? If people are understanding why they're doing things, they're going to stop this Riyah business, showing off. Because don't you know, you do something good with showing off, it is not accepted. You go to Hajj and you show off, it is not accepted. Allah, Allah, isn't this very serious? This is extremely serious. Do Muslims believe this? No. It's very sad. We make fun sometimes, yes. We must look to see where we are, yes. The one who stay up all night long worshipping to his Lord in secret, as you should be, who cares whether you pray all night or not? Who really cares? Why you want to say? What, you want someone to say, MashaAllah, what a holy person you are? Then you are not praying for Allah's approval, you're praying for someone else, complete stranger. So why are you doing it? As someone who says, are you okay? Did you sleep well? Oh, I didn't sleep well. Whole night long I was worshipping to my Allah. I said, don't you know how Shaitan is playing games with you? He's taking all your worship and throwing it back to your face. Pride, different kind of pride. Nationalism, different kind of pride. We all want to be masters. Huh? No one is understanding that we are prisoner between two breaths. Servant, not even. We're prisoner between two breaths. So this should be taught. Is it taught anywhere? No. I see thousands of other courses taught Islamically, but not this. This is what tariqat is supposed to be concentrating on, that you're supposed to watch. You are here. Don't just listen to sohbat and then understanding everything and saying, okay, I'm going to do it later. When sohbat finishes, you go back to your animal self. You go back to your selfish, arrogant selves, fighting with each other, saying whatever you want, being hurtful to each other, not understanding. Then what the use is that sohbat? What is use of that dua? What's the use of all the books that you've written or you've read? All of that will become a burden on top of you. You'll become a burden. It's better that you don't do anything. So, Riyah, today's people, what is done without Riyah? Are we interested in Facebook? No. If it's up to me, I'm not going to be on it at all. No need, not necessary. To show what? People they want, it'll pull. They will be here. everything else. No. People may put my name here and there, it doesn't matter. It's something good. Alhamdulillah. But we are not foolish also to know that one good we're doing, there's 99 bad that is also there. See? Our hands are tight, we're using it, it's okay. But we're not depending on it. Showing off and riyah is so important and it's so delicate that you cannot even walk arrogantly on the earth. It is forbidden. Now, people are going to say, well, what about this, what about that? Of course, certain situations call for certain things. It's not for everyone. Like they look at the majesty of our Shaykh and they say, look, he's so proud. There's not proud. There's not prideness. There's not showing off. That is majesty. How are you going to understand majesty? How are you going to understand majesty? You don't understand what kingship is. How are you going to understand majesty when you've reduced the Holy Prophet ﷺ to just someone that you can sing to and you fall in love with? There is no majesty. Then you treat your Allah to be like that too. We have to be a little bit careful. If your intentions are good, people misunderstand it, then you're not too much responsible. You're not too much responsible. You must check your intention first. Then you must also check your intention to see if it fits with their action. Nobody ever says, I intend to eat or drink, but they don't eat and drink. Nobody ever says that. Eating, drinking, going to the toilet, everybody makes that intention to become an action, mashallah. The most sincere thing. Yes? Whole world is concentrating on that. It's foolish people, they make toilets from gold. I say, no intelligence, no faith, no shame. And then they put on Instagram, look, my toilet is from gold. What a weird world we're living now. Don't blame Trump. The world was worse before he came. Yeah, don't you know, in Islam we're saying the leader of a people is the essence of the people. The essence. So we want to change, we get good ones. We change first. We get good ones, no problem. Anyway. Eat your baklava. Wa min Allahu tawfiq. Al-Fatiha. Amen.